Good evening, good afternoon, and welcome everyone, museums, partners, EMF trustees, Emya judges, national correspondents, friends, and colleagues. I'm Jette Sandal, Chair of the European Museum Forum. The Emya annual conferences are opportunities for sharing the hard-earned skills which creating a new museum generates, and for exploring together the challenges that renewal poses and the personal and institutional strength which it demands. We missed out on these conferences in 2020 and 2021. Tonight, we're nonetheless celebrating the accomplishments, the innovation, and continuous self-reflection of the Emya Museum candidates from these 2 years. These 88 museums have brought an unprecedented self-confidence, a clear sense of purpose, and a growing determination to take on the diverse responsibilities of serving their communities. And I'm quoting now a number of these museums. They are creating, says one museum, meeting places where new ideas can flourish, different viewpoints find a platform, and the dialogue between objects, peoples, and stories can give rise to the creation of new meaning. There's a widely shared commitment to contribute to a sense of belonging and to bring together people from diverse backgrounds and make encounters possible that would otherwise not have happened. The museum is becoming, says one museum, a space to negotiate the relevant issues of our time. Sustainability in nature, in the environment, in economic and social structures ranges high among these relevant issues for museums today. There's a focus on the near and the local, on rooting the museum more directly in nature, and on learning from traditional everyday life skills. Some museums dig deeply, as they say, to understand the meaning of biodiversity for human well-being and the future of our planet. Other museums dig deeply into contested global and national histories, drawing attention to covert and overt issues of repression and exploitation. They create multidimensional narratives going behind or beyond the traditional celebratory interpretations of official national history. The agency of people in historical and contemporary contexts is highlighted, as one museum says, to make people aware that the present is, in many ways, a product of human decisions. There's an emphasis on inspiring action and on encouraging visitors to take responsibility and to shape our common future. This joint Emya 2020 and Emya 21 award ceremony is graciously hosted by the Boris Yeltsin Presidential Center, the winner of the Kenneth Hudson Award for 2017. And it is with great pleasure that I pass on the word to Oleg Lutuhin, Director of the Boris Yeltsin Museum.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, my name is Oleg Lutuhin and I am the Director of Boris Yeltsin Museum. On behalf of the first Presidential Center in Russia, I am glad to welcome the participants of the European Museum of the Year Awards ceremony. It is an honor and great pleasure for our institution to be the host of this remarkable event, albeit online. But still, for the first time in its history, it has been held in Russia. If you not only listened to Steve Reich, but also watched the brilliant performance by Tamara Paramonova from the Intertext Ensemble, you might have noticed a large painting by the Russian artist Eric Bulatov in the background. It is one of the highlights of our exhibition and is entitled Freedom, referring to the core value that the presidency of Boris Yeltsin gave our country following the collapse of the Soviet Union. During this period, Russia held its first democratic election, adopted a new constitution, and rebuilt its relationships with the rest of the world. In 2017, Boris Yeltsin Museum became the winner of the Kenneth Hudson Prize. Back then, there were only 2 Russian museums in the list of nominees. Today, we have 7 museums from Russia in the competition. I am very happy about this fact because it means that Russia remains part of greater Europe. This, in turn, means that the dramatic transformations that our country underwent in the 90s were not in vain. At present, We are going through yet another difficult period, the pandemic, which restricts our freedom of movement and direct communication. I'm sure we will be able to overcome it together, and soon we'll be able to see each other in person, maybe even here at our museum in Yekaterinburg. I'm sure that all nominees here deserve an award. Good luck to you all, and thank you.
Good evening and full welcome to our award ceremony of the Oscars of the Museum World. The European Museum of the Year Award is the longest running competition in the field of museums. My name is Dina Sorokina and I'm one of the Emya judges. I'll be your MC for this evening and for the ceremony. This means that I'll be calling on you when the time comes, including our winners for both 2020 and 2021, for some brief celebratory remarks. I kindly ask that you keep them at about 2 minutes. This event is being recorded live, so we apologize in advance for any possible and potential issues. However, most importantly, we are thrilled that you're here with us tonight. As Jette has mentioned, we have a total of 88 museums being presented this year in 2020 and 2021. This is a big challenge, of course, as we would love to give some attention to each and every one of you tonight. But given the time constraints of this online format, and of course of the very limitations of the special year that we're in now, we have found an alternative way for your individual presentations. All of the candidate museum videos can be found on our new European Museum Forum website, as well as the YouTube channel of the EMF. And if you haven't had a chance yet to see them, I encourage you all to check in and see them following our tonight's ceremony. As my time is running out, I'll be moving to the next item in our program. And it is with great pleasure that I introduce our next speaker, Director of Rijksmuseum Boerhaave, winner of the European Museum of the Year of 2019, Emya Hudson, to share with us some thoughts on what it has been like to be the holder of the Emya for the past 2 years, in the time when we have all experienced the global pandemic, the massive closures and the lockdowns, but also to see what science might have in hold for us now and in the future. So now I turn to Emya, please.
Good afternoon. I'm very happy to be here. My name is Emya Hudson. I'm the director of Rijksmuseum Boerhaave in Leiden, the Netherlands. Rijksmuseum Boerhaave is the National Museum of the History of Science and Medicine. Our world-renowned collection spans 5 centuries of research and innovation. But our wonderful collection itself was not enough to attract a large audience because it was lacking context. That's why the museum closed down for renovation in 2016 and 2017 and reopened with a whole new concept in December 2017. The new Rijksmuseum Boerhaave is full of stories of scientists and patients, connects history with today's world and to tomorrow's, and shows that science is of tremendous importance for our lives. In 2019, we won the European Museum of the Year Award. Why did we win the Emya 2019? I have picked out 4 elements from the jury's report. The jury complimented us for the artistic approach to communicating science, the interpretation of objects using the latest technologies, for instance, the use of animations to make objects come to life, the personal stories of scientists giving science a human face, and lastly, the jury liked the way in which we engage the public in ethical debates. I will now show you a short movie clip about our new presentation that has a transparent setup with 5 themes. This allows for visitors to choose for themselves and presents a clear story. Watching the movie clip, you get a glimpse of each of the 5 themes and their atmosphere. The Dutch Golden Age, about science in the 17th century, sickness and health, about innovations in healthcare, great collections, about the period of enlightenment, water, electricity and data, about engineering, and last, the grand challenges of science. From the use of the Emya logo, you can tell we are a proud Emya winner. From the use of the Emya logo, you can tell we are a proud winner. Winning the award has meant a lot to us, and we have communicated it in all kinds of ways. I will show you a few examples of this, and I will also show you how this has translated into our facts and figures in 2019. We have proudly exhibited the Emya Trophy, a wonderful statue by Henry Moore, titled Mother and Child, Egg Form, in the entrance hall of our museum. Receiving this trophy, normally you have the right to keep it for 1 full year. One of the few positive side effects of the corona pandemic was that we could hold on to it for 2 years, until today. On the museum website, we created a designated page about the award. And we put the Emya logo on all the museum brochures and stationery. But more importantly, we used it in the corporate communication about our museum. For instance, by putting these stickers on regional buses. Winning the award also resulted in a lot of free publicity. And with the motto, be proud and tell about it, we put an extra large banner on the museum building. And we communicated the award with advertisements and branded content. And we did more. I can't share everything with you in this short time. But we didn't stop there. Now it is our challenge to uphold the standard excellence. We have adopted the motto from Goethe, a museum should never be finished, but boundless and ever in motion. In the years to come, we will seek an even more intensive coherence between the museum's illustrious collection and history with current events and social discussions on today's pressing issues. Our aim is to ensure the museum's ongoing relevance in an era in which the speed of scientific and technological developments is ever increasing. We will create thought-provoking temporary exhibitions that tie in with current affairs and socially relevant discussions. Along these lines, we have created the exhibition Contagious, about epidemics in the past and in the present, that I will tell you more about later. But first, the facts and figures. Our museum reopened with the new concept in December 2017. In the following year, in 2018, we had more visitors than ever, 107,000. We were very happy that the visitor numbers kept growing in 2019, the second year after reopening. Helped by winning the award, the visitor numbers grew to 116,000, an increase of around 9%. You can also see that our reach through free publicity grew substantially, and our online value was almost doubled. Also, you see that because of the corona pandemic, our visitor numbers declined drastically in 2020, like for all your institutions, I presume, but that the online value almost tripled compared to 2019. That is the effect of our very topical exhibition, Contagious, and it shows that we were able to fulfill our mission in the time of a pandemic.
Het coronavirus houdt ons land in de greep.
Een besmettelijke ziekte kan een samenleving ernstig ontwrichten. Hoe verhouden historische epidemieën zich met die van nu? Hoe gingen we om met de uitbraken van pest en pokken? Welke inzichten hebben historische epidemieën ons gegeven voor de toekomst? En welke oplossingen biedt de wetenschap? Kom naar Besmet. Een tentoonstelling van Rijksmuseum Boerhaave waar wetenschappelijke objecten en kunstvoorwerpen bijzondere parallellen vormen tussen vroeger en nu. Reserveer nu tickets voor Besmet via rijksmuseumboerhaave.nl.
It is certainly a bit ironical. We had already been preparing an exhibition about epidemics through the ages for 2 years. That was supposed to be opened by the King on the 15th of April 2020. But this had to be postponed because of the outbreak of an epidemic. With the exhibition Contagious, we wanted to warn for a new unknown disease that could emerge unexpectedly. Since 2018, the World Health Organization, WHO, puts the so-called disease X on a list of diseases that we should prepare for because they can turn into an international emergency. And then Corona arrived. Disease X got a face. And however topical the exhibition was, we were immediately caught up by current events. We didn't need to warn anymore. Everybody was instantly very aware of the enormous impact a new infectious disease can have. Now we wanted to give the audience an opportunity to reflect on the past months, and we wanted to put more focus on the similarities and differences between the past and the present. You just saw a very short movie clip that we made for a social media campaign that we launch as soon as the museum can reopen. Unfortunately, it was in Dutch, but it gives you an idea of the objects and atmosphere. This exhibition combines art and science. Here you see the plague dress by the British artist Anna Dumitriu. This is a 17th century style dress made from raw silk. The embroideries on the dress are impregnated with the DNA of the plague bacteria, which she extracted from killed bacteria in the laboratory of the National Collection of Type Cultures at Public Health England, where she is an artist in residence. The dress is stuffed and surrounded by bunches lavender, which were historically carried under people's noses to cover the stench of infection and prevent the disease, which was believed to be caused by bad air. 3 months later, on the 16th of July, the King still opened the exhibition. In the exhibition, we show that epidemics are of all times, and we show parallels between the past and the present. On the right-hand side, you see the protective clothing through the ages. On the far right end, you see the outfit of a plague doctor in the 17th century who wore a beak mask. The beak was filled with herbs that had to protect against the bad air of the plague. Of course, people had no knowledge of how the plague was really transmitted by bacteria, but there was a certain intuition that you needed to protect your mouth and nose, a parallel with our face mask. On the left-hand side, you see one of my favorite objects in the exhibition, a wax model of a 13-year-old girl with measles. It's a molding of a living sick girl made between 1900 and 1930s. It is an impressive image. The sick girl looks at you with red eyes, snot comes from her nose, her whole body is covered with red spots. As a result of the vaccination strategy, we hardly see people with measles anymore. Therefore, we forget that not so long ago, almost everybody got measles because it is very contagious. In the Netherlands, hundreds of thousands of children got sick, and 200 to 300 children a year died as a result of measles. This wax model was meant to inform the public. In the exhibition, it has the same role. This girl reminds us why we vaccinate. In order to keep responding to current events and social discussions related to the corona pandemic, we created a podcast series. Examples of topics that we covered are how society can be disrupted by a pandemic, the search for a vaccine, how we can prepare for the next pandemic, and communicating in times of great uncertainty. As part of our new policy around contemporary collecting, we collected objects related to the corona pandemic, like the ampoule and syringe of the first Pfizer vaccine that was administered in the Netherlands, the very first vaccine, and also a cartoon about this object that appeared in the newspaper. In the exhibition, we have a timeline that shows the development of medicines for infectious diseases since the Middle Ages. We show that science and medicine have made enormous progress. The timeline ends with an empty showcase. It was meant for a vaccine or medicine that would hopefully be developed during the duration of the exhibition. In a few weeks, we will have the director of the Center for Infectious Disease Control place the ampoule and syringe in the empty showcase. This will be the launch event for reopening our museum and the exhibition. Just a few weeks ago, the Minister of Health was present in our museum during the event of administering the first Janssen or Johnson & Johnson vaccine in the Netherlands. This vaccine was developed in Leiden. Being a museum director of a Leiden museum, this made me extra proud. Also, the vial of this first Janssen vaccine will be added to our collection. It has also made me proud of my staff at Rijksmuseum Boerhaave. Through the exhibition, podcast series and other events, was able to fulfill its mission in the time of a pandemic. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Amita, for sharing with us this insightful thoughts and also for giving us some inspiration for the future. I would like to now call on stage my colleague, Mark O'Neill, chair of the Emya 2020 jury, to brief us on how the Emya competition works and what awards we will be announcing tonight. So Mark, over to you.
Thank you, Dina. The awards which we're announcing tonight are run by the European Museum Forum, which was founded 44 years ago in 1977. Our definition of Europe is the 47 member states of the Council of Europe who've been a partner with the EMF since its foundation. The aims of the awards are to promote excellence in innovation and public quality in museum practice and to encourage networking and the exchange of ideas. We work within an overall framework of a commitment to citizenship, democracy and human rights, to bridging cultures and to borders, and to sustainability. These are values we share with the Council of Europe. The awards scheme was founded by Kenneth Hudson, who also defined public quality as the key feature of a museum which does not see a contradiction between care for the collection and welcoming a wide public. Kenneth also created Emya's highly structured judging process, which ensures the ability to discern professional quality, innovation, and creativity across the vast differences in scale, funding, obligation, and contexts of museums in Europe. The board of the European Museum Forum provides the policies and direction which sustain the vision of the EMF. They supervise the judging process and appoint the judges, making sure that we, the jury, is diverse in terms of disciplines, age, gender, regional and cultural background. Judges serve for a maximum of 6 years. In the Emya brochures for 2020 and 2021, you can see who has served as trustees, judges, and our invaluable national correspondents who support our work over these past 2 years. The different awards within the Emya scheme reflect different aspects of the values of EMF. The main award is given to museums which achieve excellence in all aspects of museum work in public quality. The Council of Europe Museum Prize has a particular focus on the underpinning values of democracy and human rights. The Maverick Museum Prize is conferred on museums which have made an exceptional contribution to sustainability. The Portimao Museum Prize goes to a museum which makes everyone feel that they are welcome and belong regardless of background. The Stiletto Prize is awarded to museums which excel at engaging their communities and volunteers. The Kenneth Hudson Award goes to the museum each year which is the most courageous in exploring what a museum can achieve. Special commendations are given to museums which have achieved excellence in a specific domain of museum work. In 2020, 61 museums from 24 countries were nominated for the awards. For Emya 2021, despite the great difficulties posed by COVID-19 regulations, we maintained our commitment to basing the awards on in-person visits, and our determined judges assessed 27 nominated museums in 14 countries. 21 applicants were transferred to the 2022 competition. And I'd now like to hand you back to Dina.
Thank you, Mark. The European Museum Forum and the European Museum of the Year, since their creation in 1977, have been supported by the Council of Europe as our main and key partner. The Committee on Culture, Science and Education of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe every year assigns a special prize following the recommendation of the Emya jury to a museum which puts a particular emphasis on a clearly understandable presentation of a European perspective and an interplay between local and European identities, working with themes of European relevance and adhering to key values and priorities of democracy, human rights, tolerance, and intercultural dialogue, bringing cultures and overcoming social and political borders. So please, join me in welcoming Senator Roberta Rampi, representative of the Council of Europe, to introduce the winners of the prize for 2020 and 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really pleased to be here with you virtually, and I'd like to be there as soon as possible in presence and represent the Parliamentary Assembly of Council of Europe and the Committee of Culture, Science and Education and Media, which the awards of Council of Europe Prize is in partnership with the European Museum Forum. Let me stress the importance of Council of Europe Museum Prize, which has been awarded annually since 1977, and over 43 years, the criteria of the prize have evolved and have been largely extended. Today, we give that prime, and the political society challenge are really changing. And the prize awarded the museum that strongly advocate human rights, democracy, and promote diversity and dialogue, and cultivate the sense of identity, collective memory, and mutual understanding with and between numerous communities in Europe. This is a great opportunity to thank European Museum Forum and its judging for their commitment and their remarkable ability to put on the spotlight on the European cultural institution, which is not fulfill high-test professional standards, but also excel in their effort to serve society and to promote democratic values. It was not so easy in the COVID period, but all the judge and all European Museum Forum staff worked very well, also in the pandemic period. The important for the Parliamentary Assembly is that all the candidates of the Council of European Museum Prize deliver strong message connected to the respect of human rights and democracy, and they have a capability to broaden visitors' knowledge, understanding of contemporary societies' issues, and to explore with the ideas of democratic citizens. We really believe in that, and we are also working in a very important report about a right to know, and we believe that museums are very important institution to develop right to know inside the democracy and people. The National Museum of Secret Surveillance, the House of Live, is the winner of the 2020 Council of European Museum Prize, and can commemorate the psychological violence and total control of citizens during the regime in Albania, in which 18,000 people were persecuted and charged, and 5,000 were executed. The House of Live is a very important place to preserve memory, to commemorate the victims, and to educate the new generation about the difficult past. And it's very important also for the future, because memory is the most important things for the future. And we all believe that what happened and what House of Live speak about is something that we can have also today, maybe different and also more difficult form to understand. The honesty of this museum made it winner for the Council of European Museum Prize in 2020, and is a very moving museum in a small, run by a small team and very enthusiastic people. So my congratulations to all of them. In the same way, the Gulag History Museum in Moscow, but not only Moscow, because it's a very important connection museum, is the winner of the 2021 Council of European Museum Prize. And with a very great and rare, honestly, he takes some of the very difficult issues about human rights, democracy, and the rule of law in the 20th century, establishing clear link with all the challenge of democratic and human rights issues that is in Europe today. As a human rights museum, the Gulag History Museum has a dual focus on the crime of states and of the fate of its citizens, with emphasis on victims and how they maintain their dignity under dishumaning conditions. The museum program are very strong about resilience of civil society and the resistance of political repression and violation of human rights today and for the future. So it's very, very important. While focusing on dark period in Soviet history, the museum European perspective is expressed in this commitment to European democratic value, the political freedom, the freedom of expression, the rule of law, the defense of human rights, and the rule of civil society. It is very important that that museum is able to speak to all people, Russian and European people, all together about that values. In the Council of Europe, we were really impressed with the way that this museum live in a network, as I said, of 35 regional museums and former Gulag sites across all the territory of the Russian Federation, offering its educational program, archives, and a very important research capacities. The initiative is very important to encourage a voluntary involvement of young people, the Volunteer Social Center, and that deliver support to all the elderly Gulag survivors today and share their living and very important memory that is remarkable. So, congratulations. Let me conclude that we really think that this award and the winning museum play is an important role in promoting the core values in 47 member countries of the Council of Europe. The values that we connote and take a very important place, and we need to defend continuously in our life. And so we believe that museums are the most important, or one of the most important instruments to defend these values. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Rampi. It's always great having you with us. And congratulations to both of the winners. I would like now to hand over to Etleva de Malari, Director of the National Museum of Secret Surveillance, House of Leaves, Albania, Council of Europe Museum Prize winner of 2020.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to everyone. First of all, I would like to warmly thank, on behalf of the whole team of the National Museum of Secret Surveillance, House of Leaves, the judges, the Committee on Culture, Science, Education and Media, the Parliamentary Assembly and the European Museum Forum for selecting us among all these wonderful museum candidates. Thank you very much. Also a special thank to Mr. Rampi for its kind words. It is a recognition of the hard work done, so let me express my deep gratitude to the team who had the vision and who worked on the House of Leaves transformation project, to the Ministry of Culture, to the multidisciplinary team of historians, associations of persecuted people, institutions, engineers, architects, and craftsmen from different countries. I would like to thank all our collaborators, institutions, teachers, students, volunteers, without whose support we would not have been able to carry out our educational programs, and in particular, all the former political prisoners who have become part of our activities. Thank you. It is a great privilege and a big honor for me, for the staff of the museum, and for the Albanian museums community to receive such a prestigious award. For our staff, is an amazing feeling of getting acknowledged for its efforts in unveiling to the public the dark communist past, in contributing to the current discourse on the past, in the knowledge of the facts, in restoring the dignity of the victims, and in educating new generations about the difficult past. This award is a source of motivation for our museum to achieve our goals in raising the awareness for the protection of the human rights. The democracy, human rights, and the rule of law are values that we cannot take for granted and that we need to keep defending continuously. But also, I would like you to consider, when you are planning your summer holiday this year, hopefully, to come in Albania, come in Tirana and visit the National Museum of Secret Surveillance, House of Leaves. Thank you.
Thank you, Etleva. Warm congratulations to you and your colleagues. And I would like to now invite Roman Romanov, Director of the Gulag History Museum in Moscow, the Council of Europe Museum Prize winner of 2021, to please share a few words.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues, dear members of the jury. It is an honor for museum professionals from all over the world in our museum in Moscow today. On behalf of the Gulag History Museum team, I would like to thank you for the prize from the Council of Europe. The recognition from the international museum community encourages us to continue carrying out the mission that we have project for our institution, telling the history of the mass repressions and encouraging reflection on the value of human life. It is with great sorrow we have all been following the news how the pandemic has affected lives of millions of people. So the prize of the Council of Europe is even more valuable for us in the time when we all have to collaborate and reinvent our role for the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Roman, and once again, congratulations. So dear colleagues, Emya would not have been possible without the support of our close partners, such as the Council of Europe and our other sponsors. I would like to now call on stage James Alexander of the Event Communications, our long-term supporter and friend.
Well, good evening, everybody, and it's a complete delight to be with you all tonight, albeit not together in the flesh, and to be amongst so many great creators, great thinkers, great doers, and more than perhaps anything, people who really care and care about our wonderful museum sector, a sector which, when you read through the material that's up on the Emya website of the nominees over the last 2 years, is so incredibly rich with wonderful, wonderful projects, from fish to firearms, from war to water, and everything in between, across all corners of the wider Europe, and full of great stories, great objects, great buildings, old and new, and people in the stories, people telling the stories, and as I say, the people, you, lying behind those stories. And I think we all need to remind ourselves, particularly right now when things are so difficult, just how important it is that we keep doing what we're doing. Because what we do, we're lucky. We work in it. We see great things. We visit great places. We talk to great people. We are incredibly privileged. But what we're doing is to give other people a little insight into that, give them a taste of what it's like to engage in the things that we get involved with every single day. And we're very fortunate. And Emya is doing an unbelievably good job, not just hosting these awards, but promoting museum and museum development across Europe. And it's by virtue of what they do and how important they are that Event has taken such a long-term interest in the organization and is delighted to support, currently with an internship project, but historically with travel grants. And we will continue to do so because we believe so much in the work. And I just want to tell everybody out there that we should remember, as I say, how lucky we are. Before I sign off, and I know I shouldn't do this because one should never pick out one nominee out of so many, but I put out a friendly request to the Museum of Witchcraft to conjure up some wonderful spell so that as of perhaps, should we say, a week on Monday, you can rid us all of this pandemic and we can get back to normal life. So with that in mind, good luck, have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing you all properly next year.
Thank you, James. That sounds like a great idea. So thank you for taking care of that. And big thanks to Event Communications for your continuous support of Emya. Well, we are now coming to the most exciting part of this evening. A number of special recognitions are awarded each year and given to museums that have developed a new and innovative aspect of their public service. and from which other European museums can learn. So to present the special commendation certificates, I'll be inviting Mark O'Neill, whom you already know, and Marlene Milieu, chair of the Emya Jury 2021, with whom many of you, if not all, have been in correspondence over this past year. So first, let's start with the special commendations of 2020, and I hand over to Mark O'Neill.
Us judges as well. In 2020, the jury awarded 7 special commendations. The first goes to a museum which ambitiously represents the 20th century history of an entire nation. It is innovative in its use of data and digital technology and in its approach to citizenship and urban regeneration. This special commendation goes to the M9 Museum in Venice, Italy. Congratulations to M9. The next museum to win a commendation demonstrates that decolonization is both necessary and possible. Its displays reflect an interconnected world and an ideal of global citizenship. Going beyond interpreting the past to exploring contemporary issues, it works to bring about a positive future. This special commendation goes to the Tropen Museum in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Congratulations to the Tropen Museum. The next special commendation goes to an original museum which encourages empathy, reflection, and the feeling of being part of a larger world. Visitors have the rare feeling of having met and being inspired by the creative minds behind the museum. The commendation goes to the Ushma Museum in Russia. Congratulations to Ushma. The next Special Commendation Award recognizes the completion of the ambitious transformation of a large 19th century encyclopedic museum into a true social center of knowledge for the 21st century that speaks eloquently to the contemporary visitor. The special commendation goes to the National Museum of Scotland in Edinburgh. Congratulations for this wonderful achievement. We next turn to a museum renewal which strikes a remarkable balance between excellent academic research, curatorial care for the collections, creative interpretive design, and acts of co-creation, all rooted in principles of deep democracy and responsible citizenship. This special commendation goes to the Museumhof van Boesleiden in Mechelen, Belgium. A wonderful achievement there in Belgium. The next museum is situated in a building whose architecture is beautifully adapted to the landscape and represents archaeology as a science of excavation, interpretation, and preservation, bringing ordinary objects from the 16th to the 18th century to life. The special commendation goes to the Museum of Archaeological Wood, Tatar Settlement in Sviazhsk, Russia. And apologies if I've mispronounced your name. As Oleg said, Russian museums are very strongly represented in these competitions now. The final special commendation for 2020 goes to a museum with brilliant architecture which plays with light and shadow, giving a sense of time passing, while the innovative exhibition addresses contemporary issues, connects past and present, and asks universal questions about the meaning of war. This special commendation goes to Troy Museum, Çanakkale in Turkey. This is one I especially hope to visit myself. So I would now like to hand over to Marilyn, who will announce the special commendations for 2021. Thank you.
Here we go.
Thank you very much, Mark and Dina, and congratulations to all Emya Museum nominees for your remarkable work and achievements. I'm thrilled to be connected with an ever-expanding Emya community tonight, and here in these cards, I have the results of the Emya jury for 2021 and for a number of special awards which will be given to museums that have developed a new and innovative aspect of their public service and from which other European museums can learn. For 2021, 6 museums have been specially commended by the jury. The first museum which has won a special commendation is the only museum of its kind in a rural context, connecting its environment with global themes and engaging creatively with contemporary artists and locals to shape the museum mission, content, and operation. It is a museum that promotes inclusion as a tool of self-empowerment. The special commendation goes to Women's Hidisau Museum in Austria. Congratulations. Shall I continue with the second one? Good. The second museum, which has won a special commendation, is an example of outstanding renovation of a monumental complex. As a museum entity, it demonstrates the potential of cultural heritage to exercise soft power, boosting local economies and human ties around a monumental past. The special commendation goes to Haapsalu Castle Museum in Estonia. Congratulations. I'll continue with the third one. The third specially commended museum has developed a remarkable new and innovative approach to public service. With its brave architecture, beautiful design, and displays with many possibilities for interaction, it actively engages visitors in a broad range of topics and invites them to envision and discuss the future. Talking about future, the special commendation goes to Futurium in Berlin, Germany. And I continue with the fourth museum to which the jury awards a special commendation. This is a museum with vivid and engaging displays that interprets the management of the most important natural resource of humankind and raises awareness of the need to manage it wisely. I think you guessed, the museum. The special commendation goes to Hungarian Museum of Water Management and Environmental Protection, the Danube Museum in Hungary. Warm congratulations. The fifth specially commended museum stands out for its commitment to democratize access to the objects that once belonged to its local communities and its determination to open up conversations about city history through its reserve collections, now fully accessible. So this special commendation goes to Thesaurus Krakowiensis Museum of Krakow in Poland. It's going to be held also a conference next month about city museums. And the last 6 special commendation that is awarded this year is a world-class cross-cultural platform for contemporary artists from the country where it operates and beyond. It is housed in a remarkable example of modern architecture inspired by local traditional forms. It is a museum that manages to create a democratic and inclusive environment open to all. A special commendation goes to Odun Pazari Modern Museum, Eskişehir, Turkey. Warm congratulations. to Dina now. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlon, and thank you, Mark. And of course, once again, our warm congratulations to the recipients of the special commendations in 2020 and 2021. We're very happy for you. So I would like to now call a brief intermission and introduce the wonderful musicians of the Intertext Ensemble with whom I've had the pleasure of working here at the Yeltsin Center over the last 5 years. The musical performance will be about 4 minutes, so please stay tuned for the rest of our awards. See you shortly. Thank you. Welcome back. I hope that you have enjoyed this brief musical intermission and the performance by Intertext. Going back to our awards. This year, we are also presenting a new award which is offered and sponsored by our partner at Maverick Glass Engineering. I would like to invite Frank Booth of Maverick to present the Maverick Museum Prize for Sustainability. Thank you, Mark, and turning over to you. Frank.
Thank you, Dina. Good evening, everybody. I'm extremely happy to participate in this online edition of the Emya Awards and to announce the winners of the Maverick Sustainability Award for both 2020 and 21. The Maverick Prize for Sustainability goes to a museum which demonstrates an exceptional commitment to social, economic, and environmental sustainability in how it operates and/or how it presents issues of sustainability in its displays and programs. The image that you see in my background here partially illustrates best why at Maverick we feel closely related to this award that we have proudly supported for so many years. It's a picture of the new display that we built for the Ghent altarpiece, the famous triptych by Van Eyck, inside the Ghent St. Bavo Cathedral that is open to the public since last month. It is an achievement of sustainability in display, based on innovative architecture, first-class design, and produced through craftsmanship. And it is a result of a unique collaborative process whereby members of the team have complemented each other, taken responsibilities, and have shared expertise and supported each other throughout the project, leading to a unique result. These are exactly aspects that we find back even more within the projects of the candidates and winners of the Sustainability Award. Allow me to emphasize that in my view, everybody is a winner here, all participants, and I thank all the candidates for their focus on and contributions to sustainability in museums and beyond. I'm now happy to announce the first winner of the Maverick Museum Prize for Sustainability for 2020. The synergy of storytelling, nature, science, and art in this museum makes for an unforgettable experience that is informative and reflective, spectacular and intelligent. This museum has established a new benchmark by combining innovative architecture by the use of traditional materials, first-class design, and evocative storytelling. It's a remarkable achievement, establishing a new global benchmark for nature visitor centers. This place is a masterpiece. And to quote Kenneth Hudson, one definitely feels better coming in than going out. The Maverick Prize for Sustainability for 2020 goes to Yeltsin Center, Ribe in Denmark. Congratulations. Now, to the Maverick Museum Prize for Sustainability for 21. This museum, which has won this award, stands out as an exemplary case of social sustainability within a rural context. The human capital of this museum is its greatest assets. It's about people. It is located high up in the mountains and for several months faces adverse weather conditions. Its community that runs it in the most agile way is highly committed and effective in safeguarding its culture, its traditions, and their work as a collective that organizes numerous activities around the tangible and intangible cultural, amongst others, linguistic heritage and national patrimony of its territory. The Maverick Museum Prize 21 goes to Museum Walzerhaus Gurin in Switzerland. Congratulations.
Thank you, Frank, and thank you for your commitment to sustainability. And of course, thank you to Maverick for the continuous support of Emya. So, big congratulations to the winners of the Maverick Sustainability Prize. With that, I would like to call on stage Klaus Melby and his colleagues from the Yeltsin Center, Maverick winner of 2020.
Thank you so much. It's a big honor to get this prize and for the Yeltsin Center, and I'm so proud for all what we've done, and thank you to you for this. And I know when we come tomorrow to the work, our staff will be so proud, and we can use it. Also in this Corona time where we need good things. So many thank you to you for this prize, and we are proud to be a role model for the future. So thank you.
Thank you, Klaus. We're very happy for you and your colleagues, and we can't wait to have a chance to visit the center. So with that, I would actually like now to invite Francesca Pedracci and other representatives of the Walserhaus Gurin in Switzerland, the Maverick Prize winner in 2021.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much on behalf of our little museum, Walserhaus. I would like to express our sincere gratefulness to the judges and to all our friends and supporters who helped us along the way and made this possible. It is without any doubt one of the most important and encouraging events of the museum's history. We were already so proud to have participated, then nominated, and now this great conclusion. We are happy to meet so many very different institutions, and it is wonderful to see how everyone is appreciated independently from the size or place it is. Our little museum is situated high up in the Swiss Alps, embedded in a wonderful mountain scenery. Whenever you happen to be in the region, please come and visit us. We will be happy to welcome you and to share with you our little treasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Francesca. So wonderful to have you with us. And we also cannot wait for the opportunity, of course, to have a chance to visit your wonderful museum. So, feeling that you are welcome is a deep and a very human emotion. It is perhaps one of the most difficult things to achieve at a museum. And so it is with pleasure that I introduce the video address by Isilda Vargas Gomes, Mayor of Portimao, presenting the Portimao Museum Prize for Europe's Most Welcoming Museums of 2020 and 2021.
From the Museum of Portimao in Portugal, I would like to send you my best wishes to all of you, and it's really a pleasure to participate in this Emmy Awards ceremony to announce the winners of the Portimao Museum Prize 2020 and 2021. This prize, sponsored by the municipality of Portimao, Portugal, was first introduced in 2019 and given during the Emya ceremony held in Sarajevo in the Brunel's SES Great Britain Museum in Bristol, United Kingdom. By definition, this prize is awarded to the most welcoming and friendly museum amongst all European candidates in this competition. All elements of a museum, its human qualities and physical environment enhance the visitor's sense of belonging, as do events and activities in and around the museum. With this award, we would like to emphasize the attention and priority that museums must give in developing their ability to motivate and attract their communities and visitors, and pleasant and desirable meeting places for citizenship, tolerance, and inclusion. In addition to its scientific and cultural functions, museums must also develop a strong and close social relationship with its visitors and different audiences. And it was in this spirit of welcome and friendship that the Museum of Portimao has become, since 2018, the home of EMF and Emya as its current office and archive. We hope that after we have overcome this pandemic situation, we will be able to host the Emya ceremony in Portimao, Algarve, in this beautiful southern Portugal region, as initially planned to take place this year, but unfortunately cancelled due to the restrictions of this European and global context. I'm sure everyone will be very welcome here, and I wait you for here. And now let's move forward to know the winners, museums of our prize. It's the moment. For 2020, the Portimao Museum Prize goes to a museum which is exceptional in its commitment to cultural and intellectual access. It creates inspiring experiences for the widest possible range of visitors, enabling them to explore the relationship between contemporary art and contemporary life. The Portimao Museum Prize for 2020 goes to Mo Museum in Vilnius, Lithuania. Congratulations. For 2021, the museum which has won this award is located in a beautiful city with centuries-long story that serves as its setting. The museum's high-quality renovation was transformed it into a fully accessible heritage site which now feels like an open, welcoming house designed to serve the needs of all of its guests. The Portimao Museum Prize 2021 goes to Groot Huis Museum in Bruges, Belgium. Thank you very much, and I send you all my deepest congratulations at this moment of celebration of our European museological landscape. Thank you very much.
Our warm greetings go to Portimao and to Mayor Gomes. Portimao has been the home base for the European Museum Forum over the past years, and we thank the city and our colleagues there. So I would like to now invite the winner of the Portimao Prize for 2020, MO Museum Vilnius.
Dear colleagues, thank you very much for the award, and we are really proud to be a winner of Portimao Museum Prize, and will be happy to meet you in Lithuania, in Vilnius, at Mo Museum. You see the building behind me, and now the spring is coming to Vilnius and to Europe, and hope that good news about the pandemic is coming as well. So looking forward to meet you in Vilnius in Mo Museum. Thank you very much.
Mildy colleagues, thank you very much. It's so great having you today here with us at the ceremony, and congratulations once again. So now time to turn over to the winner of the Portimao Prize of 2021, Groothuis Museum. So I ask Alid Hamrick to please join us here at the ceremony.
Turn on your mic.
Hello, I'm very surprised with this announcement. I'm very honored, of course. I'm honored, and the whole museum staff of Musea Brugge, the colleagues of the city of Bruges who work together with us with this project are very honored, and also the city council. Yeah, the Groothuis Museum, as you said, is a successful integration of heritage and innovation. It shows our collection. It also brings the history of Bruges, and it gives a main role to the monument. So we're very happy the jury also felt that, and we will cherish this award also as an inspiration for next projects. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations to Groothuis Museum. Once again, we cannot wait to visit you. So moving on to our next award. The Stiletto Prize is sponsored by the Stiletto Trust and goes to a museum which has demonstrated excellence in involving its local community in planning and developing museum and heritage projects, or has attracted outstanding support from its volunteers with the goal to enhance the public quality of the museum. So it is with great pleasure that I now turn to Carol Jackson of the Stiletto Trust. So Carol, thank you, and great having you here with us.
Last summer, between lockdowns, and before we realised how long we would have to endure this pandemic, I found myself standing in front of a statue displayed in the V&A Museum here in London, of St. Roche, the patron saint of plagues. I had been reflecting on what I was missing during this period, and realised visiting my favourite museums and galleries was high on my list. Our last Emya event was held in Sarajevo in 2019. What I took away from my visit there was an enormous admiration for the host museum, the Museum of War Childhood, and the city itself. The time taken for reflection post-conflict was crucial to ensure a more tolerant and understanding society to emerge. Our experiences of our current COVID conflict should also encourage a period of reflection on what we want our societies to look like, and I feel the heritage institutions represented here today have a key role to play. I've also been reflecting on what good has come out of this last year, and I can see communities coming together and many people volunteering to help and stepping up where it's needed. These are the core values of the Stiletto Trust. The prize rewards museums using innovative ways of engaging with their own communities and volunteers. My father, Reg Stiletto, volunteered his time and talents for many years in this sector, and it is in his memory that this prize is awarded annually, and as it has been for the last 10 years. We have 2 winners to congratulate this year. For one of our winners, in the process of developing the museum, local community consultation and oral history played an important role in creating the visitor experience. For the other, the museum has become an advocate for the conscious return to local roots and heritage, revitalisation of the village and the neighbouring settlements, and wider awareness of the benefits of village and community life more generally. So, the Stiletto Prize 2020. This museum preserves an important historic building and the stories and objects of the people who lived here while remaining embedded in the living community. Its people-centred approach provides a multi-layered experience that is meaningful for all visitors through connecting local stories with universal human experiences. The Stiletto Prize for 2020 goes to 14 Henrietta Street, Dublin, Ireland. Very many congratulations to you. And now the Stiletto Prize for 2021. The museum which has won this award, although young in age, has managed to find very effective ways to advocate the conscious return to local roots and heritage. It is very successful in engaging its local community and is equally forceful in demonstrating how cultural projects which build on the richness of village heritage can regenerate rural, social and economic life. The Stiletto Prize 2021 goes to the Kenan Yavuz Ethnography Museum, Bespenar, Turkey. Very many congratulations to you too. Well done, both of you, and thank you.
Carol, thank you so much for your continuous support and for your commitment. So it is with pleasure that I now turn to 14 Henrietta Street, Isolburn and colleagues. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you so much. This really is a momentous occasion for us at 14 Henrietta Street. It is a real testament to the power of storytelling, the power of thoughtful conservation and restoration, and really creating this people-centered approach which you spoke about, but also a social relationship with our city and where our museum is based and with the people who make our city. Our people-centered governance approach really underpins all of the work that we do at 14 Henrietta Street, and the people who lived in that house over its many years are really the center of the experience there. We're inspired by them, by the beautiful house, which I'm pretending I'm sitting in front of, but of course I amn't, and the history of the people who lived in that house. And it's such a big win for us, for all of our hard work, and for the city of Dublin. Our huge thanks to you all and to all of our visitors and our team who make such a commitment to the passion of the place, all of our staff and our tour guides, to the City Council for their commitment to preserving the building, and the former residents and historians who've made the story and storytelling really the core. I really think the best way for us to celebrate this award is to reopen our building if we can and our doors. But until we can, I really think it's worth saying that culture and our connection to culture is going to be such a huge part of our recovery in this globe. And when our communities feel connected to each other, they will be stronger and we will be healthier and we will recover together. So congratulations to us all. We're delighted and it's been lovely to meet you all.
Thank you, Sol. We also have been very inspired by the case of your museum. So warm congratulations once again on receiving the Stiletto Trust Prize for 2020. And now I would like to turn over to the Yavuz family of the Kenan Yavuz Ethnographic Museum in Turkey, which I had the pleasure of visiting last year. So Stiletto Prize winner for 2021, you're on.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is Furkan Yavuz, member of the advisory board here at Kenan Yavuz Ethnography Museum. And I'm here with the co-creators of the foundation, my mother, Sibel Yavuz, and my father, Kenan Yavuz. As a family, we cannot express our happiness and the pride that we feel this evening with this wonderful award from the European Museum Forum. As a museum, our goal has always been to contribute to the local economy, help preserve the ethnic values of Yukarılar village here in Bayburt, Turkey, while allowing the visitors to experience the way of living here in Anatolia. The journey has not been easy, but each day we continue to work harder and be inspired by the incredible attention and the support that we've received. We'd like to thank everyone who helped us become who we are today. We'd like to thank the local community of Bayburt who always acted with an ownership mindset. We'd like to thank our advisory board, which consists of volunteers who make us grow every day stronger. We would also like to thank each and every member of the European Museum Forum, the chair of European Museum of the Year Award jury, Marlon Malo, the judge who kindly visited our museum, Dina Sorokina, and today's host, Yeltsin Center as well. We also congratulate all the museums who have been awarded this evening, as well as all the nominees who have been working so hard to add value to their regions and to the world of the museums. We'd like to invite everyone who is watching us today to visit our museum in the near future. We'll be very happy to welcome you and create memorable experiences together. Once again, thank you very much for this wonderful award. Having received such recognition at the European Museum of the Year Awards will surely be cherished here in every way possible. Greetings from Kenan Yavuz Ethnography Museum, Bayburt, Turkey. Thank you, everyone.
Well, our warm greetings to the Yavuz family and of course to all of the villagers of Bespenar and Bayburt. Congratulations once again. Turning to our next award, it is one of the most special awards of the entire Emya scheme. It was actually created in honor of the founder of the European Museum Forum, Kenneth Hudson. The winner is chosen by the EMF Board of Trustees and is not necessarily selected from the pool of the candidate museums. It might be awarded to a museum, a person, or a project, a group of people who have demonstrated the most unusual, daring, and perhaps controversial achievements that challenge common perception of the role and responsibility of museums in the society. And so, it is with special pleasure that I invite once again Jette Sandal, the chair of the European Museum Forum, to introduce and present the Kenneth Hudson Awards for 2020 and 2021.
This is an award in honor of the spirit of Kenneth Hudson, the founder of Emya. The award goes to a museum, person, project, or group of people that has demonstrated the most unusual, daring, or perhaps controversial achievement that challenges common perception of the role of museum in society. Kenneth Hudson was a person of strong values and ethical commitments, with a sharp disrespect for conventional power structures and hierarchies, and with a profound and unflinching analysis of what ailed his contemporary society. With the Hudson Award, the EMF board can and has over the years underscored all these various qualities and dimensions. And since this year, we're giving the awards for 2 consecutive years to 2 museums that are on the surface completely different in purpose and in subject matter. I was, of course, forced to think about whether there is a common denominator between them. And I think there is, and along lines that lead directly back to Kenneth Hudson. The 2 museums share a real quest for knowledge. They share an unafraid respect for the insights and the truths that are unearthed through research and exploration. And they share a confidence that knowledge as such can become a powerful and empowering platform for positive societal changes. So, to 2020. The Kenneth Hudson Award for 2020 goes to an institution that demonstrates the potential of museums to promote the confident, reflective citizenship that comes from exploring and debating the past, no matter how difficult that past is. It is a model for any museum committed to addressing complex and painful historical legacies and to inspiring hope and courage for the future. The Kenneth Hudson Award for 2020 goes to House of Austrian History, Vienna, Austria. So, and directly on to 2021. The winner of the Kenneth Hudson 2021 Award is a museum that likes to continuously reinvent itself and to challenge its visitors to think and feel about how they co-create a better world. Its way of working has been acknowledged as exemplary more than once, also by us, but its curiosity about sciences and their contributions to society is never ending. The Kenneth Hudson Award 2021 goes to Cosmo Kaiser, Barcelona, Spain.
Thank you, Jette. Kenneth Hudson Prize holds a special place in my heart, and so it is with great pleasure that I now pass over to the Kenneth Hudson winner of 2020, House of Austrian History. Monica Sommer and colleagues, I hope you're here with us.
Hello to everybody. Thank you so much. We are so delighted to get this prize. You cannot imagine. We did not really expect to have a chance. And I really want to say thank you to the jury of the European Museum Forum. I want to say thank you to the great team of the House of Austrian History. And I also want to say thank you to our scientific board. It was really a very tough time we have behind us and we have in front of us. And for those of us who don't know the Austrian House of History, we are a very young institution. We opened up in November 2018, and we had 16-month time to create this museum. I want to say special thanks also to Mark O'Neill for his visit in Vienna, and we hope we keep in touch and we keep on reflecting the role of museums in our society. Thank you so much.
Our congratulations once again to the House of Austrian History, the winner of the Kenneth Hudson Award for 2020. And now I would like to invite on stage Valentin Faras and other representative of Cosmo Kaiser, winner of Kenneth Hudson 2021. Congratulations and welcome on stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, audience and jurors. On behalf of La Caixa Foundation, thank you. We are extremely honored to have been chosen as winners of this important award. We are earnestly grateful to the fan of the jury for the recognition received by Cosmo Caixa, because I am very sure that very other nominee for this award was capable, if not more, of winning this award. We have seen the excellent video presentations of all the candidates. So, fellow nominees, congratulations to all of you. The Universe Gallery of Cosmo Caixa, which has been the main subject of our application, is the result of a collective journey that started in 2010 with a thorough review of our permanent exhibition that allowed us to establish the strategic lines of the future of Cosmo Caixa. It continued in 2017 with the implementation plan and culminated in July 2019 with the reopening of the new permanent exhibition. As you all know, bringing an idea to life requires a great deal of effort, and of course, various challenges and problems arose along the way. However, thanks to the great effort of the extraordinary professionals involved in the process, we are able to deliver the project, and we were able to fulfill the initial objective of renovating the permanent gallery while maintaining Cosmo Caixa identity as a cutting-edge science museum that has always been committed to global quality for our visitors. Thus, this recognition is for the exhibitions area of La Caixa Foundation, the museum team, and the experts and collaborators that conceptualized, produced, and built the Universe Gallery, as well as for all the professionals that make possible that Cosmo Caixa opens its doors every day to keep bringing science closer to society. For now on and us, as always, we will keep working to achieve our three main objectives: bringing science to everyone, fostering scientific curiosity and scientific vocations among young people, and highlighting the contribution of science to society. Finally, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you, all of you, to visit us whenever you want. Cosmo Caixa is now your home. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And once again, big round of congratulations to the winners of the Kenneth Hudson Award for 2020 and 2021. It is House of European History and Cosmo Caixa, Barcelona. Finally, the European Museum of the Year Award. It goes to a museum which contributes most directly to attracting audiences and satisfying its visitors with unique atmosphere, imaginative interpretation and presentation, a creative approach in education and social responsibility. Past winners of Emya have been both large and small museums, but all developed something very special and changed standards of quality for museums in Europe. So, I would like to now invite Mark O'Neill, Chair of the Emya Jury 2020, to present the European Museum of the Year Award for 2020.
Yes, sorry, I've come on air a few seconds too early and confused everybody. But it's great to be at the climax of my term as the chair of the jury, and I'd like to thank my fellow judges for their insight and dedication in the difficult discussions we had to make for all the awards, but in particular for this, the main award. To choose one museum of so many excellent candidates was indeed difficult. When thinking about which museum we choose, we're looking for somewhere that reaches the highest standards of public quality, but we also look for innovation that points towards the future. We're less interested in technical innovation than in intellectual innovation in museums which have analyzed their society in new ways and made brave, strategic decisions about how they can inspire positive social development. So, the main award for 2020 goes to a museum which asks difficult questions, explores big ideas, and fosters a culture of debate. They choose themes based not on a collection, but on rigorous research about what is important to their community, themes which most museums would not dream of addressing. Through its innovative, creative, and future-oriented approach, it offers a model for the museum as a laboratory for the art of living, as all museums should be. So, the European Museum of the Year Award 2020 goes to, moment of tension, Stapferhaus, Lenzburg, Switzerland. Congratulations for a wonderful achievement.
Congratulations and a big round of applause for Stapferhaus, indeed, winner of Emya 2020. I hope that we can now be joined here by Sibylle Lichtensteiger and colleagues at Stapferhaus. Please join me in welcoming the Emya winner 2020.
Okay. Thank you. We are so proud, and I have to tell you that we really didn't expect, because we thought the winner, I'm sure he will know it before, and everybody will have prepared a speech. So we were really sure that we didn't win this prize.
No, absolutely not. We are very surprised and happy and grateful.
Yes. And I have to say, we are really proud. It's an honor to the Stapferhaus, to the team, to our new house, to the architects. They did a really great job, because they didn't thought to build a building to win a prize, an architecture prize. They built a house to win a museum's prize. And also we are really proud of our really small team, a few people. They run this museum. This prize shows that museums have a public role to play, that the public should be at the center of the work, and that questions of the present are important to reach the public, and to have all these difficult questions. We have to find solution in our society, that we don't have to discuss them in the museum with our team, but we have to discuss these questions and with the public. And so we are really incredibly happy about this prize, and we hope to see you all here in Switzerland, to get in touch, to exchange ideas, and we hope to see you. And if not, we have an online workshop, because we changed now the topic from fake to sex and gender, And if you will join this workshop to see our exhibition and how it works, you are all invited on the Museums Day, Saturday in the end of May, 18 May, to join the Stapferhaus online. So really, what an honor, and we are so surprised, incredibly surprised.
Thank you so much, the jury
and in the behind you see our building with the entrance to the new exhibition. So see you in Switzerland. We are open. Our museum is open.
Wonderful. We are very happy and excited for you. So as you could see, there is an element, and quite a big one, of surprise here in our award ceremony. For a final surprise, hopefully, I will be inviting here Marlène Molieu, Chair of the Emya Jury 2021, to introduce and present the European Museum of the Year Award for 2020.
Thank you, Dina. We can all feel the climax of this excitement, and although we are only connected online, we can feel all the vibe and the smiles in the winners' faces. So now it's my turn to announce the winner for 2021. But before, I want to say that museums have the power to transform us and be transformed no matter what the odds. This has been another Emya year that celebrated this unique force of museums and their public quality despite the pandemic. The winner of the European Museum of the Year Award for 2021 is one of the largest museums of its kind, with impressive research record and diverse collections that focus on topics with universal appeal. It is not only an organization with a long history, but also with an agile ability to get transformed. It is a very resourceful museum with beautiful exhibitions and a multitude of public services and events. As such, it is a very popular museum that engages visitors with compelling ways and invites us to feel strong emotions about the world that connects us all and reflect on how we can protect its beauty, preserve its biodiversity, and be informed and responsible citizens regarding climate change. I'm very delighted to announce the European Museum of the Year Award winner for 2021, of course, Naturalis Biodiversity Center in Leiden, the Netherlands. Warmest congratulations.
Congratulations indeed. And so I would like to now welcome on stage Caroline Brunese and her colleagues from Naturalis Biodiversity Center, winner of the European Museum of the Year Award 2021. Please join me in welcoming.
Wow, 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 wow. Oh, we are so happy. Thanks very much. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. I'm speechless, but I have to find some words now to thank you all. Anyway, thanks very much, the Emya jury and the organization to organize this every year and to put museums in the spotlight and to award us and honor us for all the work that we do. Also, congratulations to the other winners and to the other nominees. I think it's very important as a museum expertise field that we stick together and help each other, and also for you, and congratulations. I want to thank our team, our excellent team. everybody's been working so hard, and we had this excellent team of people, content developers, designers, technicians, collections managers, cleaners, writers, translators, managers. I mean, I want to mention them all because they're all so important to make a museum. So that's great that we could have done this together. And also I think it's so important that we as a Natural History Museum are the winners, because natural history and biodiversity, nature, it's so important that we all feel the love for nature and that we can understand how important it is to cherish nature, cherish biodiversity for the planet, for the future, and to hand it over to our children in the best way that we can. Well, maybe last but not least, I know that the award is only a few hundred meters from here in Leiden. So Amito, I'm on my bike and I'm coming to get this award. Thanks very much.
Thank you, and congratulations, of course, to Naturalis Biodiversity Center Emya 2021 winner, as well as all of our winners of both years, 2020 and 2021, and all of the contenders, all of the candidate museums that have participated in this competition in this very difficult and challenging times. We will be sending out your certificates and your trophies shortly, so please be on the lookout for those. Unfortunately, our evening is now coming to an end, but please do not close off just yet. We would like to ask all of those who have received and been recognized with either a special commendation, a prize, or an award to please stay here after we end the ceremony tonight. We have organized a small photo session for you, which is a good tradition here at Emya. So please do not close off until we tell you. So now for the closing and final remarks, I would like to welcome on stage Jette Sandel, Chair of the European Museum Forum, once again, and thank you.
The COVID-19 pandemic was a challenge to the core for the Emya Award scheme, which is, in essence, transnational and rooted in real physical encounters. I want to thank the museums who kept faith with Emya in applying and in welcoming the judges under these unusual circumstances. I want to thank our sponsors and partners who also kept faith with us and continued their support for EMF through these difficult years. I want to thank the colleagues whose tenure with us came to an end and welcome the ones who join us as trustees and judges in 2022. To 2020 and 2021, both years have tested the resolve and resilience, the survival skills and adaptability of museums. Discussions about the value, relevance, and future of museums were forced to the surface, at times exposing unexpected discrepancies between the self-image of museums and the way society sees them. Early now in 2021, it still remains to be seen whether or how the corona pandemic will reshape museums, and it still remains to be seen whether or how the increasing critique of a systemic supremacy in museums will impact and change European museums. Let us hope that Emya 2022 will be a time when we can meet again in person to exchange our experiences and skills and explore also our doubts, our self-reflections, and tentative new directions. For now, please dive into the museum presentations on the EMF website and do not hesitate to get in touch with us or get in touch with each other. Good night, everyone, and take care.